I'm Scott Christiansen with Storm Drones LLC in Turner, Oregon, just about 15 minutes south of Salem. So Grandpa's been here since '86 and established this place. We called it Meadowwood Dairy. We milk about 250 head of cattle. We got Holsteins and Brown Swiss mostly, about 95% Holsteins. I help kind of in between with running equipment and doing some cattle stuff, whether it be filling in for a little bit of milking or breeding cattle or whatever. You know, the drone kind of became my own thing, and just doing it on the side, kind of sort in the beginning until it gets to be busy enough where I can just do it all on my own and then just help out in the farm as I have free time, basically. We're in Marion County here. You go 15 minutes south of Albany is Lynn County. That's the grass seed capital of the world. I mean, you're never gonna see any more grass than you see down there. It's ryegrass, fescue, you know, different types of clover, anything. So big contributing factor for stuff to be sprayed out here is grass, whether it be anywhere in the valley or even kind of out towards the coast. They started growing grass just as a rotational piece to kind of mix in things. There's a lot of hazelnuts that have come in recently from guys from California moving this way on some of the rockier ground. And then Christmas trees is the other huge one up here. And then there's all these little like fruit stands that you'll see pocketed every like 15, 20 miles. So you get like some peach trees here and there. Cherry trees are pretty popular. There's a great variety around here. If you go over the past 3 hours, you know, there's up to Hermiston, there's watermelons up there. Those are famous. They even grow some potatoes and lots of alfalfa out there. So if you're willing to travel, there's, you know, pretty much anything you can think of, it's grown out here. Probably like late spring, so like, you know, late April, early May of 2023. It was kind of a drier spring, and we were doing some groundwork. Had one of our implements break down, and we had to go to across the river to Rick Real Farm Supply. We walked in there and they had like hanging from the ceiling it was probably a DJI drone. And we kind of looked up at that, we're like, whoa. We're like, what's that for or whatever? And they were like, yeah, we use them for, we deal to guys for spraying forestry primarily, especially at the time, because out here in Oregon, there's a lot of timberland. So that's kind of the first time I saw it. And then fast forward to last year, we got like some old 3-wheel, like tricycle kind of set up. I think it's like a 60-foot boom, just like old Volkswagen motor sprayer. And we'd used that in the past before we went organic to spray like Roundup on some Roundup Ready corn and stuff. Never used it, you know, 50, 60, 70 acres a year is all it ever got used for. So we didn't really have a need to upgrade to like a fancy sprayer. We were looking at a couple sprayers that were like 10 to 12 grand, you know, just something that was on 4 wheels. And we were kind of looking, I was like, hey, there was that drone or whatever. I was like, I wonder if, you know, they've done anything with those or not. So I kind of just start looking up like ag spray drones, kind of just like on Google and YouTube. And about that time, there was some T40, T50 videos, and there was guys that were spraying some corn with it. So I was like, oh, so it's not only for forestry, so you can do something. So we were just looking for something to do our 70 acres of corn, but organic, so like some different bacteria. So this would be like 2 or 3 passes. So maybe it would do like 150 to 200 acres of corn is all it would do in a year. By then, we'd talk to the Wilbur Ellis guy more. Instead of just doing stuff for ourselves, I was deciding to go in and do a commercial aerial applicator thing to kind of help pay for it and have my own income stream. It was going to kind of become my own, you know, my own business and everything. So, a normal spring we'd call around here, you know, you'd have about 8 feet of rainfall from February to April. It's quite a bit of rain. And the grass seed guys, they try to get out there and do some work early February before the rain, but it's still too wet. So whether it be them getting stuck or they got to run big flotation tires, so they're running over like a 4-foot wide pass every 90 feet or however wide their booms are. So for the grass seed guys, the drone's really important for them just because you can get out there when you need to in between showers or whatever, because it's Oregon, it rains a lot in spring. But a lot of the stuff you can get on and then it can be rained in, and it's great for the crop. So just being able to get out there and not have that soil compaction of, you know, it being super wet out or getting your implement stuck and not being able to spray and getting out there when you want. And then I've done some stuff for some guys this spring of wheat. Not leaving those tram lines through the wheat fields is nice, so they get extra bushels. So they really like the drone for the penetration in the wheat because it rustles the tall standing wheat together and gets a good fungicide application. And the same with the blueberries and really the grass too, but most of the grass applications are growth regulator, water retention, and sometimes some treating for broadleaf. So yeah, here on our own place here, being organic, we can't spray a lot of chemicals. There are a couple high concentrate vinegars and stuff that you can use to try to kill stuff. Primarily we use it to spray on some bacteria on the corn that we grow, 70 acres of corn. When we pump our cow manure here behind us out onto the corn to help it, it's fertilizer for the corn, it's organic, it's great for it, it loves it. But if we spray a couple of these bacteria on there that are organic, you can make the nitrogen more accessible to the corn plant, and it can absorb it better and make better use of it instead of just putting it on the ground and putting it in all the weeds. So that really, we saw a boost in that darker, healthier corn last year when we sprayed it with our ground rig. So hopefully we can get some use out of that this year on the drone. And then last fall on the seeding application, we do a pasture mix of usually some sort of ryegrass, just depends on the variety for the ground, an orchard grass, and then some sort of clover, all gets mixed together. Going forward, it's something I want to scale, get bigger, and kind of become a dealer. I have goals to become the biggest dealer out west for ASD as a sub-dealer is what I would like to do eventually.